Did you know that the market speaks clearly to us? It talks directly to us and either warns us of an upcoming change in a trend or that it's about to break out and that it is taking a breather, and we should too. When I realized that the market has its own language and I decided to listen to it rather than thinking that I could beat it or blaming the market for yet another bad trade, everything changed for me. Hi, I'm Marina, the Trader Chick, and I am a proud E-mini futures trader. Almost 8 years ago, on my 40th birthday, I made the big decision to go all in and spend $5,000 in joining a day trading academy. After figuring out which market is the one for me, I landed on the E-minis because after lots and lots of research, it was the one that worked best with the lifestyle I wanted to create. However, it took me a lot longer than expected, and trust me, it could have been so avoided in so many ways. And that's what I want to show you. But here's a bit of my journey before I get into all of that for you. Once I joined the academy, I had 3 months to learn their system, participate in the chat rooms, and learn the trading software. It took me that long just to figure out how to use my charting software. Never mind learning anything from the actual curriculum. But the instructor felt sorry for me and allowed me to do 2 extra months. This gave me a chance to skim over all the lessons in the curriculum and hop into the trading room where everyone else seemed to know exactly what they were talking about. And it seemed to be jumping in and out of trades I barely understood. Whenever I asked basic questions like, can you explain to me about the trend? Or what is a divergence? I was immediately brushed to the side, and the responses, if any, would be more of a shock of how did I not know this? It's as though I was supposedly born with this information. Needless to say, I sucked at trading, and not because I was a bad trader, but because I never learned how to read the market and fully understand what it was doing. So I learned to be quiet, and instead I constantly looked for only the instructor's strategies and trade setups without having a single clue why. And guess what happened? I lost big time, broke 2 accounts. And I will never forget, 6 years ago, April, I literally lost almost $4,000, $3,842 to be precise, because I was following a trade in the chat room that I didn't fully understand. Not only was I following someone else's trade, I chased it because I didn't get in when they were saying to get in. And of course, by then it started to go the wrong way and I couldn't let my ego win or the market beat me. I kept moving my stop until I literally emptied my account. This all took less than 5 minutes. And 5 minutes after that, my husband walked in on me in our bedroom with me laying flat-faced on the ground, completely defeated. He was standing over me and asked me when was I going to start torturing myself and losing the family's money. So do you know what I did? Do you think I quit? Or at least took a long, hard break? No. I revenge traded for the next 2 days, losing another $1,643. That's when I finally stopped and walked away and had a massive breakdown. When you have a breakdown, only 2 things can happen. 1, you quit and you move on. Or 2, you have a breakthrough. And if you're anything like me, and I have a feeling you are, there is something about trading that simply keeps us coming back for more. So, needless to say, I had a breakthrough. I didn't quit and instead decided to start from the basics. Do you guys know who John Wooden is? I didn't really know either until one of my students compared me to him. He's supposedly one of the most famous basketball coaches ever. He won 10 NCAA national championships with a record of 7 in a row. He had a very unique approach to coaching. Every year, no matter how long the players have been at the game, he would make them get back to the basics. He would make them relearn how to put on their shoes, how to put on their socks, how to tie their shoelaces, how to hold a ball, and how to dribble it. That's what I decided to do. Go back to the very beginning, the basics of trading. That's when I realized that the market speaks loud and clear. It gives us all we need to know about the 3 most important positions we as traders need to be in. 1, when to get in. 2, when to get out. And 3, most importantly and least understood, when to stay out. So, I dove back into the charts, but this time I studied the basic language, reversal patterns, sideways movements, divergences, price action. I cut out literally 75% of my indicators and now use only 2 indicators that you can get for free on any charting platform. I focused only on the market for years, truly understanding what it says and, most importantly of all, listening to it and never thinking I could beat it. That's how Simplifying Day Trading Futures course came to life. I realized that no one teaches futures in a way that makes it simple for anyone to trade it. All right, let's get real for a minute. How many of you watch videos or follow someone's strategy and your head is spinning from all of their flashing indicators and words that you never heard of before? Even to this day, when I watch experts talk about the markets, I feel as though they are talking a different language, like on purpose. Like they don't want you to understand what they are saying or doing, or simply that you're left depending on them for their strategy, software, and technique. After dealing with this for years, I made it my mission to simplify trading and truly enjoy it. Plus, help make it accessible to everyone because it can be simple and it can be fun. My biggest breakthrough came when I decided to go against the norm of going for the big targets and started to focus on quick profit targets, which not were only financially great, but elevated my confidence, making me believe in myself and in my trading. Back then, I didn't realize this sort of trading had a name, scalping. All I knew was that after backtesting and trading profitably, consistently for months at a time, my confidence soared in all aspects of my life. I knew that I was onto something. But it was so against what everyone else was preaching and teaching. Like, sure, huge profit targets look great on paper, but do you know what happens when you go for a big target? Yeah. You guessed it. You have to put up massive risk. So after secretly working my strategy for over 8 months successfully, I stumbled upon a Facebook group. This was over 5 years ago when Facebook groups were kind of a cool thing. I ended up in a tiny group called ES Minis. I was the only female in a group of about 20 older gentlemen. I call them gentlemen because that's exactly who they were. There was no talk about how much money they earned or what the cars they were driving or their latest mansion purchase. Instead, they mainly talked about meditation, mindfulness, walking their doggies, and enjoying the art of trading. I found out with time that most of them have been trading for over 30 years. All of them have been through the same battles as I have been, and all of them were scalpers. They were so helpful in so many ways, and somehow I realized they were going for teeny tiny profits. I mean, less than 1 point. However, they weren't going in with a measly 2 contracts or 5 contracts I was. They were putting up 100,000 to 1 million contracts at a time. Yeah, you heard me say it right. They were going in for tiny profits because they were banking on the big, quick moves. That solidified my strategy, and I never looked back after that. But it all starts with the basics and a simplified technique, something that I had discovered most academies' online courses totally overlook. Instead, they dive into the setups without teaching us how they work and if they work at all. Can you answer this for me? Why was no one talking about the most important part of learning how to trade? It's like a music student simply jumping in with an orchestra and pretending that they can keep up without ever learning the notes and scales. A trader's notes are areas like support, resistance, divergences, reversal patterns. If you don't know how to read these important notes, there is no way you could become a consistent trader. And how about recognizing the trader's number one enemy? Do you even know what it is? This is where most traders lose all of their money. It's the dreaded sideways market, the consolidation area, the exhaustion pattern, or otherwise known as the indecision area. Learning how to spot it and staying out of it will be the best thing you could do for your trading career. In Simplifying Day Trading Futures, you will learn all this and so much more. Here's a glimpse at what you will get. What you need to know before you get started. Setting up your charts. Trending markets, market momentum, and sideways markets. Reversal areas, market shifts, and the telltale signs. Divergences, what they are and how to apply them. using breakouts for prime entries, preparation for trading, 10 trade-up setups, and green lights for their entries, going live, maximizing profits while minimizing risk, and developing the right routines, because without that, you don't have a structure to keep you disciplined and on track. The Futures course is broken down into quick, easy-to-follow units with videos and charts. But the best part, the one that will be the game changer for you, is you'll be working with me as your mentor for 6 months. We will be working together, one-on-one. Each unit requires you to actually sit down and put into practice what you are learning with your charts. Just like a basketball player, if they don't get out on the courts and start dribbling the ball and shooting it, they can never excel at the game. Neither can a trader, unless you are practicing on your charts and getting the support you need. You won't excel either. I'm your coach. What we do is you send me over your charts so that we can review them together and study them with you and send you personalized feedback. This service alone of me working as your one-on-one coach is worth $197 per hour, and it's included in Simplifying Day Trading Futures course with unlimited help. You can't imagine the amount of times that traders, and it doesn't matter their level of trading, it could be a newbie or a seasoned trader, who have told me that they thought they have been seeing the market in one way, but never had anyone actually be accountable to and work with, only to realize how wrong they have been reading it. No more to that. One thing that frustrated me the most when I was paying thousands of dollars for different mentors and academies was the absolute lack of patience and communication from them. I know a lot of you have been in the same exact boat. You send out a question or a chart and it takes days, sometimes never, to be answered at all. Or they want to charge you extra for their time. This happened to me way too many times, and that is one of the main reasons I offer you my support. My goal is to help you understand the markets and read it with confidence. I have patience and a gift of simplifying even the most complicated of terms and issues with trading. Below, you will find lots of testimonials from my students, and you could get an idea of my teaching style and the support I offer. With Simplifying Day Trading Futures course, you will learn how to read the charts under any market condition, because you will be prepared for it. And I will be with you for the whole ride. Are you ready? Click the button below and let's get started.